Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Oh, how much longer till we have SHTF? Gonna answer that somewhat, talk about it here in just a moment, but I wanted to let you know, especially those that did not watch my comeback video yesterday. Now, those of you that did, just bear with me. Yeah, I'm gonna repeat some things, but it'll only take just a couple of minutes. Yeah, I'm back on YouTube. Obviously, you're watching me, but I'm done with YouTube. My wife and I have prayed about it. We've talked about it, and we can no longer continue to support in the way that we are putting our main effort, our main presence online here on this platform. And so if you want to continue to see us unfiltered, speaking freely, then you're going to have to go somewhere else to see us. And there'll be a couple of links down in the description below. One is Rumble, which is just a similar platform to YouTube, where you can just watch our daily videos. But what we're starting to do is produce a lot more content, and you can join locals.com. It's free to sign up to Locals, and then it's free to sign up to the Prepared Homestead tribe, and you can see stuff there. But then we also have a level of membership level, and if you pay a certain small monthly fee, $3 a month, then you get to see all of our content. And I know in some ways it kind of stinks to have to pay to watch someone, but the way things are going in this world with free speech, finding a place where you can speak freely, it just almost doesn't exist. And unless you pay a certain fee to actually be able to view that, you're just not going to get that on YouTube. Twitter isn't really a place either. I mean, more free speech certainly, but definitely not the place to be. So if you're wanting to see us, my wife and I, and all of our content, more videos that I produce every day, daily news updates, articles being written, all that kind of stuff on personal health, natural health, our opinions of what's going on, maybe even some conspiracies we'll get into, personal living, biblical living, patriarchal, or, all that kind of stuff. Is it good or is it bad? You're getting our opinions on everything. You can go to locals.com. There's a link down in the description below to get to our little channel there. And like I said, you can be a member of it for free. And if you want to see the full experience, there's a small monthly fee to see that. But we will be little by little weaning ourselves off of this platform. And eventually what you're going to just see here from us is just an occasional video here and there that's probably going to be pretty mild. It's just no longer a place. I've had 3 suspensions. The last one was 2 weeks. They've threatened that if I do anything else again, they're removing the whole channel and deleting all my content. So just not going to tolerate it anymore. Anyways, so when will SHTF happen? Well, I'll give you the easiest possible answer. SHTF has already happened, and it's been happening for a while. And I suspect most of you would say, okay, yeah, haha, I kind of knew that one. But when will SHTF happen to the point that it's really drastically changing? I mean, we're really being pushed to drastically alter our lives, whether it's bugging out, bugging in, severing ties to the world around us, where it becomes a real danger for us, financially, physically, spiritually, all of that. Well, honestly, probably not as far away as we might think. Now, of course, I don't have a timeline, and I'm not going to stand here and walk here and make predictions on when I think it'll happen. But to be honest, I don't think it's too much further away. I've talked to people that I know and trust, and I've also looked into what people that are much more knowledgeable than I would say, and a lot of them are saying, maybe a few months. Here's the thing. There's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, a lot. And unfortunately, the mainstream narrative and then also the internet kind of conversation seems to always be focused on things that seem crazy, things that seem bad, but in the end may not be the worst thing that we can focus on. Typically, the things that are really have the chance of truly changing the world, those conversations end up not even getting talked about. We hear a whole lot about what's going on with Trump and DeSantis. And people are taking sides there already with hopes that this next election will be the one. Even though all the hundreds of others weren't the one, this is the one that's going to save us. Because some people still believe that any single man is going to save us. The only man that could save us existed a few thousand years ago and is no longer present on this planet other than in here. Anyways, a little baby turtle. Right there. Yep. Anyways, people are talking about all the latest stuff in the news, the debt ceiling deal, which who knows if they're going to pass it or not. Does it even matter at this point? I mean, we've been in a financial tailspin, collapse, downward turn for a very long time. It's only going to get worse. And whether or not they pass this debt ceiling deal or not, we are in tens of trillions of dollars in debt, and we will continue to go into tens of trillions of dollars in debt until the point that the economy reaches its final breaking point, and we're done. There's all kinds of other stuff being talked about. Then there's things like, the news media has already lost interest in it a long time ago, but the whole war thing with Russia, Ukraine, the potential war with Taiwan, China. We've got war going on between Iran and the Taliban. We've got, Israel's always popping off. We've got things going on all over the world where it just seems like war is just becoming bigger and more widespread. That's biblical. And that's probably going to continue to happen. Because as the world becomes more unstable, it ends up falling apart into wars. That's kind of a pretty common theme as you start to see civilizations collapse. You see people rise up or factions rise up trying to take control and trying to rule and be the top dog. So we're starting to see that happen. So artificial intelligence stuff isn't getting talked about enough. And it may be the one single thing. In fact, it's called many times the singularity. But it may be the one single thing that completely destroys us. Did you know that there are a growing number of scientists, computer scientists, very mainstream, knowledgeable, top-notch people warning that AI is an existential threat to humanity? That there is a pretty good odd that it could completely destroy human life. And if it doesn't destroy human life, it will replace human life as being the most prominent thing on this planet, whereas humans will just be nothing more than any other animal on the totem pole. Is it really artificial? Is it spiritual? Is it demonic? I can't answer those questions, but I can tell you it's the capabilities and powers in it is just becoming mind-blowing. Some of the very top scientists, including the CEO of Google, was saying that it's now growing at a rate that we can't even put a number on it. There's things that AI is doing that we can't even understand, and it's growing so fast. This transhumanism, where it's humans and technology merging to the point that at some point in the near future, all the experts, or many of them, are saying that we may not even be able to, or at least what a human exists in the near future won't look anything what it does like right now, because we will have altered and added to and all this kind of stuff. That's happening all around us. Most people aren't even aware of it or very focused on it. This whole complete destruction of family values, traditional values, biblical beliefs, attacks on men, women, children, surgically altering, chemically altering children, the in-your-face constant barrage of LGBTQ, ABC, whatever. It's gonna keep getting worse. Tomorrow starts June, and that's Pride Month. I mean, they get a whole month. You know, who cares about them people that served in the military and gave their life and died in combat and war? Who cares about them? They get a day. Pride Month, it gets a whole month. And I know there's been some backlash and boycotts. Some of them have seemed to be pretty successful recently. But at some point, and this upcoming month may be the month to show it, I suspect there'll be so many businesses coming out supporting Pride Month that it will get to the point you can't boycott them all. Unless, of course, you've done what I've been telling you to do for a long time, and that's cut your ties with this world and become as self-sufficient as possible, so that you're not a slave to them. You know, if you're in a position that you can't boycott Target because you have to go there, you have to get your food there, you have to buy your toilet paper there, you have to buy clothes, and that's the only place you can get them, or maybe it's Walmart or Kohl's or whatever it is, then you need to reevaluate yourself. Don't be a slave. Don't be beholden to any of these companies. Be self-sufficient, produce your own stuff, and be capable of living a life that's been cut off from the rest of the world, because at some point, that's what you're going to have to do if you want to avoid all of this. The AI, the transgender, the microchips, all that stuff. You want to avoid it? The only way to do so is to live completely outside of the system. So, how much longer do we have till SHTF happens? Real, hardcore, like Hollywood movie? Probably not too much longer. I get that question probably more than anything. How much longer do we have? And every time things start to get a little crazy, I hear people say, "Oh, I'm just not ready yet. I'm just not ready yet. Oh, I just need a little bit longer time. Oh, I wish it would hold off a little bit longer. I needed 6 more months. I'm just not quite there yet." You better hurry up and get there, folks. Could be just months. My guess, not a prediction, my guess is by this winter, end of year, something like that, we will once again be looking very different than we are right now. Between now and election, probably going to look crazy different. After the election, which probably won't end up really mattering too much, it's all going to probably be downhill from there. Everything that you look at talks about 2026, 2027, 2028 all being prominent years that gets us to the 2030 point. Well, in case you haven't noticed, all those years are just 2 or 3 years away. So we don't have a lot of time. And you need to be taking things serious. And if you're not pushing yourself to physically and mentally become capable of not being tied down to this world, this culture, this civilization, this supply chain and everything, then you may get caught up in the middle of it. So while we may not exactly know when it all starts falling apart, we can look at the tea leaves and pretty much tell that it's pretty doggone close. I mean, when they are proudly, openly, and being supported by government, physically mutilating and chemically mutilating children and exposing them to really vile adult things, you gotta know it's not that far away, folks. You need to be getting your houses in order, taking things as serious as you can, putting a lot of focus on getting yourselves mentally, physically, and most especially spiritually prepared. Because while we may not know the timeline, we know that the time is short. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.